they had me walk around with one of those free hug signs. Not once have I thought people would be so keen on such a thing, but here I am.
Bonjour à vous mes chatons endormis, je vous souhaite la bienvenue dans ce 4e épisode de ma série Chatons. Je suis Falling Cat et aujourd'hui j'accueille avec moi Rec Endeavor 10. Mon invité est anglophone, alors l'interview se déroulera en anglais, mais vous pourrez suivre avec les sous-titres en français lorsque la langue changera. J'ai rencontré Rec Endeavor à un meet-up en janvier 2023. C'est l'un de mes collègues photographes que je considère aussi comme un ami. Il m'a déjà pris en photo lorsque je faisais du cosplay. J'adore son travail. Hi, thank you for joining me. Please introduce yourself.
Hello everyone, my name is Rec Endeavor 10. I have been doing cosplay photography since the beginning of 2023, and my favorite fictional cat is Puss in Boots.
To start off the interview, I would like to ask you, where does the username Rec Endeavor 10 come from?
Actually, is the initials of my real name. Also, Rec, you see that in every camera, so when you start recording or recreating, so it just became something that kind of inspired me for the name itself. Endeavor, a lot of people have said it's because I'm taking this from the anime character, but it was a word that came to me even before I knew about my hero, where endeavor to me meant goal, and my goal was to pursue this and make great images and bring people's imagination to life. And the number 10 is just my lucky number.
I never made the connection with Rec for a camera, but now that you say it makes so much sense. Why do you do cosplay photography? Why do you like it?
I can admit this much. I'm not really much of a cosplayer myself, although from the times that you yourself have taken my photo, you could say otherwise. Still, I find it's more crafty for me to capture the moment more than be a part of the moment. Not saying that I don't like it, but I have my own imagination to it too. I get to learn about people's not only liking of this character, but it kind of gives me a perspective of the person. If I can bring something to life from that, it just brings a bit of joy to me knowing that I can actually bring their imagination to life.
It's a lot more about the moment than just the photo.
One photo tells 1,000 words. And the memory lasts forever.
That's cute. I know you were a student in film and cinema before getting into cosplay photography. Even if it's not in the same field, did your studies help you in photography? If so, how?
Well, you know what the funny story is that I took every course imaginable for film, video, editing, and so forth. I did not take one photography course whatsoever. So when I decided to do the cosplay photography, I'm thinking to myself, what am I doing? I have no chance whatsoever to actually do something, but thankfully they're so compatible that it can be easy. However, I do still try to take time to look at different techniques, and especially color contrast, and work with lighting, environment, settings, and all that. It gives me an opportunity to kind of work with new elements, if that makes any sense.
Oh, it does. I did a few classes in cinema as well. So from my perspective, it's a lot more, the film is a lot more about producing a moment and photography is capturing it. You've been going to cons even before doing photography. What's your favorite convention and why?
This is gonna sound original, I know, but my best con that I've ever gone to would have to be my first con. Way back when, this is talking high school days, most of us otakus, we would find ourselves just being the only ones enjoying anime, these heavy video games, these crazy little costumes and all. But it wasn't until I met a specific group of people, some of which I still see to this day, and they introduced me to my first con, to a world where I actually thought that I would be alone in, but turns out there are 2,000 other people in Montreal that go to these sort of things and dress up in these crazy costumes, and I can walk around outside of Halloween and just enjoy the festivities. It felt very unrealistic. And imagine the parents when they thought, oh my God, there's more of them. I remember one year my friends actually convinced me, and for this occasion, I wore a morph suit for it. They had me walk around with one of those free hug signs. Not once have I thought people would be so keen on such a thing, but here I am. Some people giving light hugs, heavy hugs, even one big guy lifting me off my feet. The things that happen at cons.
It's another world, and I think that's part of why people like it so much. It's not just the fact of dressing up, it's about finding the group that we fit in. And a lot of people in this community, I think, don't feel like they fit in, and a convention like that makes us feel like we belong. What is something you would like to try for a photo shoot? It can be a technique, a place, an effect, anything.
Well, like you know, I've studied in film, and as we all know with anime, it get very visually effective. I actually have like two or three people that have asked me, am I good with Photoshop or any kind of alterations? Like for me, I work mostly with like eye color contrast mainly. But if there is one cosplayer that would like me to do a Rengoku effect, like when he's doing a full charge with his fire, his sword, and all of that. Would be a project I'd like to work on. As far as anything else, right now I think I've gotten pretty good with at the meetup that I go to, like being able to have one-on-one conversations and to insights and all that, but to also be able to plan these things outside the meetups because there's a lot of people and there's only so much time to do everything.
True, so true. Even at cons, you wish you could take a photo of everyone, and unfortunately, it's not possible either by don't have enough time to actually see the people or have enough time to correct the photos after. I'm sad about it because I like to take pics of people. I like to make them feel empowered about themselves.
Time plays a big part in all this, and sometimes it's not always there. We do what we can.
Let's go photographers. Yay! Remember, if there's other photographers out there watching, take care of yourselves. Be kind and nice to yourselves. You deserve it. You do a great job.
Mental health is important.
Although you're mostly known for being a cosplay photographer, that's not the only thing you do. Would you like to tell us about other projects you've done or that you're working on?
So currently I do a podcast channel, like I do audio for different podcast channels. So I handle like so people would get in touch with me and they would have me remove any sound else. So the photography is a full-time thing. I actually had recently my first photography gig outside of cosplay, which was exciting for me. The person was very kind, very professional as well. Look forward to doing work with them again. I work as a warehouse worker, so as for regular work, keeps my funds going, allows me to pay my bills. That's mainly what I do for work.
How would you describe the Rec Endeavor branding? What do you want people to think of when they hear the name?
I would like them not to think of the anime character as the first direction, but I can't control that. But for me, I would want people to think of it like not just a recording, more like a recreating. You've brought this already existing character like in the world, and now people are recreating them in their own image. Fan art, you have cosplay alterations, you have merged with other characters. So for me, I'd like to be able to bring to life those creations because something's already been made. Now it just wants to be redone in someone else's perspective. That's what I'd like. I want to be the one to make that happen, or at least be a part of that process.
Just like me, you share your work on the internet. I'm sure we can both agree that consent is very important.
For me, I have three little things that I keep in mind for consent. The first is the in-person consensual. The second is the online consensual. And then the third would have to be the posting consensual. So unless I have one of the first two, then I won't do anything further. They will just have their photos that I have taken from my camera that will be delivered to them, and they do what they wish with them. But when it comes to the posting, I ask for one of two things. I would need them to credit me if they wish to use their photos for their pages, and if by the off chance they are not satisfied with what my postings are of their photos, then they reach out to me and I have it taken down within the day.
Same here. I do it as quickly as possible. It doesn't happen often.
It happened last year. This was my first time I was asked to like remove a photo from my page where I showed them their photos. I got their consent in person. I got their consent over a messenger. But in the end, after posting it, they realized that they didn't really want it anymore. So as soon as I heard that, then I took it down within the moment. Like I stopped what I was doing. I went on my phone, removed it, let them know that I did it.
So you work, you do photography, you do editing on audio, you also play trading card games, you craft, you go outdoors. With all of that, how do you find time for yourself?
My time is what I choose to make it. Like, yes, there's the work aspect, yes, there's the importance aspect, but when it comes to like being out and about, like whether it's doing card games or even going to meetups or even just walking around downtown, it's just, to me, that's my personal time. Sometimes it's always good to just kind of do it on your own adventure, but other times I will admit I would like it to have people around. There is one group out there, and I do hope that they do catch your video, but I want to thank, to the deepest of my heart, a group by the name The Corner Crew. They know who they are, and they should know how grateful I am that they helped me and they introduced me to this world, because those people were those first special ones in my life. I just want them to know that.
We're sending a lot of love their way. So to end the interview, could you share with us what is your favorite memory related to photography or filming?
Well, to filming would have to be my film school itself. I've not only made a lot of connections as well as experienced many hardships within the field itself, but that still, when I think about it, it's the best experience I could ever ask for, that preps me for the real world. And for the photography, my best memory would have to be the Halloween get-together last year, where everyone dressed up in scary costumes. I dressed up for, I believe you were there too. I dressed up in a nice pumpkin suit. That was a great photography moment for me. 2 moments I won't forget. Ever.
That's all for this interview. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here.
Thank you for having me.
À la maison, si vous avez aimé la vidéo, je vous invite à vous abonner à ma chaîne et à aimer la vidéo pour en voir plus comme celle-ci. Laissez aussi un commentaire qui vous voulez voir comme invité. C'était Falling Cat. Chattons ensemble une prochaine fois.